Meet us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google+. Hey guys, meet Sony SmartBand Talk with Phil from underKG.com. This is Sony's latest approach to the smartware devices. This is an upgrade from the SmartBand, and aside from the top functionality that they have it on the name, this is an e-ink device. Let's take a look at it. This is a little strap over here, and this is not the easiest strap in the world to wear. So it's a little bit tricky to wear it on your wrist with one hand, and this sometimes falls off, so this is not the best wrist strap, obviously. And it's got an ink display panel on the front that saves battery. The ink display retains what is displaying on the screen until it has to refresh, like the TikTok over here. As the minute passes by, it has to refresh, but until then, as long as the display is the same thing, it doesn't consume any of the battery life. And this is the front, and this is a curved screen, and this curved functionality does have a problem. It's made out of plastic. This is not a glass like most of the other recent devices, so it collects scratches like crazy. So you might want to add up a screen protector on your SmartBand Talk, but again, this is a bended display, so the screen protectors don't exactly fit the best on this display. On the right, there's a function key with the volume rocker, and this is a whole strap. You can take this little piece off to detach your band from your SmartBand Talk. There are replaceable bands, including the blue and the red version. Those are purchased separately, so if you want a different color, you can do that too. On the back, there's a Sony logo and other markings on it, and on the left, there is a micro USB port that you can charge without an additional dock. Most of the smartwatch or the smartwear devices require an additional charging dock like the Gear Fit over here that comes with this little dock, but the SmartBand Talk doesn't require that, so that was one of the handy side of the SmartBand Talk. There we go. It's a very nice little device. It's more of a band than a smartwatch, but it definitely displays the time over here, so that's a little aspect over here. Of course, this is linked to your Android phone, so you can install apps over here. Like a SmartBand application over here allows you to install apps or control settings on your SmartBand Talk. It displays the battery life or the connectivity on your SmartBand. You can locate your SmartBand or open a life log. We're going to deal with that very soon. On the settings side, there's a smart wake-up alarm. It detects your sleeping patterns, and it tries to wake you up when you're not in exactly a deep sleep. So that was another interesting function. And notification, of course, the main functionality of the smartware thing is the notification. And you can set up which of the notification is going to set up an alarm, and you can even set up privacy to hide the sender's name from notification message. So you can add up an app. Unfortunately, there weren't an option to add all the apps that you have. So it was a little tricky to choose all the apps that you wanted to, but there are many apps that you want notifications to be pushed in, so that wasn't exactly the bigger part of the problem. The incoming calls, of course, you can answer or place calls in here as well. We'll deal with that as pretty soon as well. And text orientation, you can change the orientation of the text displayed on your watch depending on which of the arms that you have your watch at. And display color, this is an ink display, so if you wanted the brighter color, then you can switch it into a white background and the black letters, or the vice versa with the dark option over here. And the best part is the apps. Of course, you can change the order of the apps over here. This is done by the function key over here. You can tap once to switch between the order of the apps. This is a weather and find phone. You can tap to find your phone. It's going to make a ringtone. And aside from the function key over here, all the interactions are done by a tapping on the screen. This is not a full activated touchscreen, so you can't just scroll ups and down like you can do with the other devices like the Gear Fit. But you have to do a strong touch on the device. You have to make a strong hit. So let's see over here, it displays your steps and the time that you have ran or walked or the hours of sleep. And if you want to proceed to the next screen, then you have to tap on the screen a bit harder than you think it should. So you can do that, or there are other apps over here. The built-in apps are called Favorites or Track ID. Those are installed on my phone, or you can get more apps, Sony recommended, or the numbers of apps like Smart Camera or action camera that you can take photos with your SmartBand Talk. But there are not exactly a lot of apps over here, so you'll mostly have to stick with the built-in app or the Sony provided app for the most of the time. But the best part over here is the talk functionality. Of course, it's called the SmartBand Talk. So when you get an incoming call, if you have the watch installed on your watch, then you'll get a notification over here. It's gonna display the name if you have it saved on your phone and a little call thingy, and it vibrates as well. There's vibrations actually strong enough for you to feel it. So there's a key little here. You can tap on that, and it's automatically going to be switched to your SmartBand Talk. Of course, you can switch this by tapping over here to handset earpiece. This is recognized as a Bluetooth device, so you can switch between them. If you answer the call by a button on your watch, that is going to instantly be answered by your watch. If you want to switch that, you can switch that as well. So if you want to hang up here, you can tap that over here, and then your call is going to be hung up. So those are little functions. The speaker isn't exactly the loudest one in the world, but it was actually pretty okay. And talking directly to your watch was actually better than I thought. And of course, the notifications come in through very well. But another best feature about the SmartBand Talk is the live log. So live log is supported with the SmartBand Talk or other smartwatches. But what SmartBand Talk does is it tracks your steps. So it keeps record of how many steps that you had, or how much time that you have walked or ran, or how much time that you spend on the public transportation. So it keeps track of your daily activities, including your app usage. So it's gonna distinguish between the social media apps or the communications app, and it's gonna tell you how much time that you spent doing whatever things in your life. So that was another interesting feature, but SmartBand Talk doesn't really do much of those app tracking function, but the walking tracking function, and it's gonna show you how much portion of the daily goal. I have set it to the 10,000 steps over here, and I have only walked 2,500 steps. That's 1/4, and so it shows the 1/4. When it fills in, it's gonna vibrate and let me know that I have met my goal. So that was SmartBand Talk's main functionality, and I believe that most of the SmartBand or the smartware's concerns these days is the battery life. So this does come with the e-ink display, and this is known to save the battery, although it has a bad legibility in the darker surfaces. So aside from its initial compromise that you can't see in the darker surface, it's actually pretty well legible, and there are some bugs over here, but it lasts you a full 3 days of usage. That's definitely longer than the AMOLED display smartwatches and full color displays, but this wasn't exactly a breakthrough, but you can definitely use this without charges for 3 full days. I did need a charge in the 4th day, so you don't expect to use it for the 4th day. The good thing over here is that there's a micro USB charging port, so even if you're out of battery outside your place, you won't have that much of a hard time looking at the chargers. So that was Sony's new approach, SmartBand Talk. This is definitely a new approach, and this is their 1st generation device with the e-ink display built in. This is not exactly a complete product as we see, but this definitely shows the future of the smartwatches or the smartwears. We did wish that it had a better strap. This is definitely a bit harder to wear than the other smartwatches. So a better band and a bit of a scratch resistant screen would be a great take on the next generation of the SmartBand Talk. But this does show the future of the smartbands. So that was Sony SmartBand Talk, and stay tuned for other reviews. We were underKG.